Good morning, neighbor. You're exactly right. And that's why education is so important. But what if I told you there was something else we could do? You see, I got this ironic idea last night based in capitalism. I saw this symbol up above my head and then I realized another thing we could do is product placement. It works for businesses. Why not us? Say, do many of you get questions about the hammer around your neck? In a weird way, that's product placement. Today we're going to talk about taking back symbols and learning to listen. Make sure you stick around until the end where I will have an ironic example of just one way we can take back one of many symbols. You know, from the bad people lurking in the World War II shadows. Now then, recently Mr. Norseman did a video on this symbol. It goes all the way back to Greek antiquity and is important to a lot of pagans, Celtic ones especially. And it was appropriated by World War II Nazis. It would later become the symbol for the bad guys in South African apartheid. And that's where it delineated. Now, some people didn't like when I said that. A while back, Mr. Norseman did a video about the 9 noble virtues and how he does not approve of them because they are based in fascism, created by literal fascists. And unfortunately, rather than accept that fact, some people got big mad. However, how they took that information in was Mr. Norseman calling them a fascist. And sometimes people don't learn to listen and hear what they want, or get so big mad that they don't finish listening. And then they carry that big mad into every interaction they have with those individuals or their friends. Mr. Norseman does not engage with people who will not listen or be kind. Reminds me of a fun story about delineation. No, not to brag, but Mr. Norseman used to serve in an elite unit called the 82nd Airborne. One day while on mission cycle, we had a pep talk from a chaplain. And they did this before every jump to raise morale. Jumping out of an airplane behind enemy lines usually at night can be kinda scary. Anyway, when we weren't practicing to put our enemies in trouble, we were usually getting into it. So when he gave up to give his big speech, he said, "Be nice until it's time to not be nice." Now we laughed at that Roadhouse quote. Roadhouse! He was trying to tell us to be nice when we were back on base. Think our rambunctious little butts listened? Not 1 second. Not even a little bit. However, many of us got help in another way. Usually in the form of a counseling statement or bail. Back to the Triskelion. I've been having a conversation with a friend of mine who has learned to listen. His name is Shadow Wolf, and he's a Gothi. Like Mr. Norseman, he's also a craftsman as well. And well, my friend Wolf uses that symbol on a lot of the things that he makes in his store. Mr. Norseman, a great idea. I immediately went to his store and bought a drinking horn with that symbol on it. And if I use it in some of my videos, I can lend some of my power or reputation to that symbol. To the Norse, the reputation was their honor. That's why oaths were so huge to them. Do that in another video. I'll mention Shadow below if you want to check out his shop. I sure did. It should be stated that I get nothing for promoting my friend Shadow Wolf. However, after we had a nice adult-like conversation, I learned that he donates to charity based on sales. So it's helping people squared. Much like the hammer many of us wear around our necks, if it's a symbol we want to reclaim, that can be, we have to lend it our power. All of our power. Literally take up space and airwaves with it and push the bad people out. Because one of the biggest things Nazis do, they try to be the loudest, meanest one in the room and take up all the space. Now then, perception and public consciousness is a funny thing. For example, if you cut wood and are a carpenter, you're a craftsman. However, if you cut hair, you're less than. I mean, they just cut things. Closing. The content of your character is what adds or subtracts to a symbol. Now then, I have to clear out space in my kitchen for my new drinking horn. It comes with a stand!